The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Hi Emma, and this is the Alpha Sessions, and I'm here with Sophie Kilburn. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm enjoying the sun. I'm trying to grow as much as possible as a person.
I don't know why when you said that, I just thought of like you watering yourself and then growing like a plant.
Well, here's a hoping. I love to blossom, you know. So who knows?
I think there's quite a lot of pressure on like what's going to happen after lockdown and what one person is going to have achieved and being that better person, and I think that pressure needs to go away. Because I don't think it's very necessary.
There is a pressure to make sure that you're doing something, and using this time, you know, because you'll never have the time before. But I think that leads to even more procrastination and like, oh no, I've got to do it, and the pressure, you know.
100%. You've just released a brand new track called Call Home. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so Call Home is a more stripped back, I would say, song compared to the other stuff that I've released before. I wrote it a few years ago, actually, soon after I graduated from drama school a few years ago, and it was just about the notion of moving to a city or moving somewhere to pursue a dream. For me, like, it was my music, and the thing it is that fear of failure, but it's also you try really hard and sometimes you don't get what you want still, and you still have to, the phrase keep going is like everybody's advice, like standard, like let's squash this advice talk, keep going. And it's because they don't know. It's not like if you're an accountant, you go and you do accountancy and then you're an accountant. But if you're a musician or an artist, everybody's journey is so different, it's hard to revise someone, so keep going is all it is. And then Call Home is just that point where you're just not having a good time and you're struggling, like particularly with mental health, and you want to reach out to someone, but you feel like if you do that, then they'll think that you failed at something, and it's the embarrassment almost that you haven't got to where you want to be.
Yeah, this is something that keeps coming up, like that embarrassment to ask for help, which is really hard. So going back to you and your musical journey, was that based on your personal experience, that track?
What of the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I suffer with anxiety and depression. It's just the instability, isn't it, that really is hard to maneuver. And I'm emotionally very, I would think, quite open as a person, but I'm a person who's like, how can I help you, you know, or are you okay? Like if someone makes me a cup of tea, and bear with me, if someone makes me a cup of tea, I'm just like, oh my god, you've made me a cup of tea, thank you so much, like thank you. But like I make cups of tea, like, oh, do you want a cup of tea? No, yeah. It's just, I don't know, I'm that sort of, I do have a,
but that's quite nice, I
think.
think.
Like, yeah.
I've been foolish, but damned if I'm blind. Saw a window, got at least try. It's cold out, am I doomed to fail? Or with age, when ambition runs stale, it tears me up to cover up how I feel. Behind it all, behind the dark, the truth kicks in. I am lonely. No one must know that I'm lonely. go to the city lights, thought I was moving forward, working overtime, singing in bar corners, and I crave for more, but I don't know where to start, and counting on love has never got me far. It tears me up to cover up how I feel. Behind it all, behind the door, the truth kicks in. I am lonely. No one must know that I'm lonely. Giving it slowly, well, I can't place the word. Maybe I should come home. Maybe I should come home. Maybe I should come home. Let me fall down. Let me fall down. Let me fall down. I need to know that. Let me fall down. Give me my whole bag. I can't place the word. Maybe I should come home. Maybe I should come home. Maybe I should come home. I'm lonely. Look at me. I should call home. Call home.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Obviously, I think you writing this song and releasing it in a time when we're all in lockdown, and I think for a lot of people, anxiety is quite high. It feels quite poignant. Was that intentional, or was it just like, oh, the timing's right? So
I mean, I always was going to release Call Home next. It was always going to happen because I wanted something that was so about the story and the songwriting and the message behind it more than the full production of the song. But when, as we enjoy COVID, it's taken on a whole new meaning, I think, a more intense meaning of how important it is. And that's why I came up with the idea of this, call it the Call Home campaign, that I have postponed now till mid-June. But it's just encouraging people to post on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, screenshot a FaceTime of them interacting with a family member or someone they love and captioning why they're grateful for that person, and then tagging 3 people to do the same. And it's just like creating this Call Home community. But that was going to start actually yesterday, but I've decided to postpone it because of Black Lives Matter and the Black community. That is the bigger picture that needs to be stressed right now, and I take solidarity with that, so that's why I'm delaying that, but that will happen.
you've already had some amazing reviews from like people like The Clash magazine, Excess Noise. Do you feel like when you get those reviews, and obviously they're really flattering, like there's pressure when you release the next track to kind of receive that same accolade again?
I think because for me, I'm still building up. I mean, I find it very hard to like accept a success, do you know, like, but I felt with Clash, that was on my, you know, I mean, Clash is so renowned, and people actually listen to what they have to say. So for them, you know, for Robin to say that I was confident and assured in my songwriting and that it was special is so amazing for me, because I work really, really hard, and it's like everyone has, like I said, their own journey, and it's been quite tough. I've been waiting a lot, been put on hold, and this is me doing it myself. And to have that sort of feedback, instead of like putting pressure necessarily for me to go better, it's more about keeping on going, but knowing that I've got this, and you know, as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and try and improve on that, then hopefully we'll work out.
You keep bringing up your musical journey, which is something I wanted to touch upon. At what point did you think that you wanted to kind of give it all a go and chuck everything you had into it?
For me, it was kind of writing songs. I've always done since I was about like 12. I've always decided to write my own stuff than just learn covers, which has kind of stabbed me in the back now because I need to learn more covers and make them my own way. But but it was that point when I graduated from drama school. Like I lost someone very close to me, and it really impacted me a lot. And I used music as a way to not therapy, I don't think that, but just to kind of map out my emotions a bit, to understand. And there was a period of time where I just felt like I couldn't really feel anything, and music kind of opened up that gateway, and I started connecting with the Roundhouse in Camden. They do amazing young people creative programs, and I got involved in there, and they started the belief of me doing music. And that's really when it kind of, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a go. Yeah.
Because you're a trustee there now, aren't you?
Yeah, I was a young trustee. So I did, as a mental health is something that I'm very passionate about. And the conversation still needs to be a lot more open than it is. And one of the things that I did when I was a young trustee was I gave a presentation to the board of the Roundhouse about how they could possibly help give resources for young people who are using the Roundhouse to make sure that their mental health doesn't stop them creating and pursuing creative dreams, because that's exactly what it was, well, what it can do, and what I'm still experiencing now and again for me. So I wanted there to be help and support for them as well as myself.
Because you also did the Amy Winehouse Artist Development Program, didn't you? Which is amazing. Like, what's that like?
It was very random, very quick. It was kind of they have a referral process. So, like saying, I was involved in the Roundhouse programs, and it was through them that I got an interview for the program, and then hopefully I did something right to be on it. And yeah, it was great in regards to it really gave you an in-depth knowledge of the music industry and the different strands that you kind of need to consider.
Yeah.
And
was that helpful for you?
It was. I think what's the thing when you go into these, top industry offices or whatever, it can be quite overwhelming, because if you're a grassroots emerging artist, because they're so at the top and you're way below low at the underground, and it can be a bit like, how am I going to even get there when I'm there? But it's still good to get knowledge and advice on any level, and they know what they're doing. So it's just kind of taking what you can from it.
And you're working on a brand new EP, which is amazing.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's called My Room Made Public. I came up with the name before COVID, and again, it's taken on a whole new meaning.
It seems quite ironic.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'm like, I swear it was before, but it's yeah, it's kind of so it's going to be 4 tracks, and I have written the material, so I know what exactly is going to be on there. And we've begun with, so I work with a producer, Jack Gurley, who's amazing, and so we've been remoting in, and I've been able to work with great session players through Jack, because they would normally be on tour, and they're bored, and I was like, I got no money, but they're like, we'll do it anyway, we just want to do it. And that's so nice of them, because it means that I've got these amazing musicians playing on my on the EP, and the whole concept of it, briefly, is just to kind of going through how much do we actually share, like how much is too much, and there is this overwhelming pressure to share everything, and if you don't, it's like you're not considered to be brave enough, or you might be flawed in your character. And I'm not saying people who share traumatic things, or like fighting for stuff, or very open about themselves, they are brave and they should do that if it's right for them. But I think that's not right for all of us, and it's just kind of knowing, what do we make private, what do we make public, and all through goes through all the different kind of aspects of life. So for example, Ruthless is more about the career side, and then Under the Heat is a song that is about female body pressures. So it's all kind of immersive different themes, but it all happens in the room.
That's really deep, and also
Yeah,
also kind of makes me think about like social media, and when you were talking about how much and how little we post online, I think like during the period that we're in right now, a lot of people are reaching out more so. Like I know people that have never used Twitter before that have suddenly like taken to Twitter just because they feel like so alone and so isolated and they want to talk to people. Do you think that, I guess for you and for others, like it's made things harder, social media being in lockdown, or easier?
I think it's great to test things out. Like live streaming has been good, but I think it's got flooded. So it's kind of, how do you adapt to it? I think it's quite, again, like I mean, I haven't got, like, unfortunately, the best professional equipment in the world, like, but I think by social media being such a presence, you have the opportunity to just put stuff out. Like one thing I've been doing is doing a lot of posting a lot of my songwriting songs that I've just created from. I do this thing called I've stopped it now for the time being, but it's called word songs. So I'd basically pick 3 random words, like, you know, juice, like something like really random, and I'd get my my followers to pick out of the 3 words, and then I'd have about like 24 to 40 hours, normally about 8 hours, because I was like, oh no, I've forgotten about it, I need to write quickly a song from the word that is most voted for. So it's just like, and it's weird because the track on the EP called Movements, that was stemmed from the word hip thrust. So it's like, I mean, technically that's 2 words, but you know, there was a hyphen, so yeah, there's one.
No, it's one.
Yeah, so I've been doing stuff like that, and actually there's been a lot of mental health organisation like Music Mental Wealth. They were doing a songwriting challenge, and I took part in that. So it's just trying to, like I said to you before, like just to find areas of what things you can do.
Yeah.
And you know, if you can't do other things, then that's okay, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Important question. When can we expect the EP?
Oh, I know, can't wait to. Well, because it was supposed to happen well, actually this month, like mid-June, but it's just not. I mean, it's not practical. So, I'm hoping for it to come out in November.
Cool.
And there will be an EP launch at the Waiting Room on the 11th of November.
Where's that?
So there's the target. It's in Stoke Newington.
Oh, okay, I've never been there.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've never played there before, but it's
cool.
a kind of, yeah, so it's a kind of good venue. It's just, I'm going to try and make a night out of it. Hope, I mean, you don't know with regards to what the gigs are going to be like, but I think
it might be socially distanced.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, then, you know, at least I can sell less tickets, you know. I mean, you know, it'll be fine. But yeah, hopefully.
Cool. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you very much. I need it.
Whilst you've been locked down, have you been listening to any music that you wouldn't have normally been listening to?
Well, I mean, I have been going back to the 90s stuff. I'm not gonna lie, like, you know, like cheesy stuff like Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Five. I've been listening to what is it called? Well, there's Holly Humberstone, who I love. I think she's an incredible songwriter. She's so young as well. Who else? There's a lot of actually bands that I've discovered. So like indie bands, there's Sea Girls and this amazing indie band. They're great, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Moa, a really good band that are coming up, and I definitely think there'll be like bigger things from them as well. And I mean, I have to plug my friends. Amala,
yeah, absolutely, do.
She's an incredible musician, another singer-songwriter. soulful singer-songwriter called Celine Love. I've been listening to their stuff as well. I don't know, I think also as well I've been listening to random stuff, so I can't name every artist.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I know I've discovered there's so much out there, it's like, oh wow, but they're the ones on my head that I can think of.
No, I think it's all about like life's been structured a bit differently, so you find yourself listening to different music to kind of get you through. I guess that was what I was honing in on. Are you by yourself?
Well, it's been a bit of a weird thing. So with the flat that I'm living in South West London, I used to live with particularly three other girls, but they've had to move out just because of finances, and so three new girls have moved in. So I mean, they're all lovely, thank God. But like, that's been it's weird, isn't it? You know, it's like you have to keep on adapting and changing, and so it's been slightly stressful, but I know everyone's got their own thing. Oh, also regarding the music front, I've listened to a bit of reggae, which I don't normally do. I know. So I've listened to there's a pop reggae band called Kyoko. They're amazing live as well. They make you feel so good. And they were touring with UB40. And of course that's everything's been put on hold. But they have a brass section, and it's just feel good vibes, and you're like, ooh. So that's really good for the summer sun.
Yeah. So in the park, in an open space with this on.
Oh yeah. I'm dancing really badly, but like sipping on a pina colada.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of like inspiration for your music and stuff, would you say you genuinely get it from your personal experiences, or?
I think when it comes to writing songs anyway, I do like to observe, or I do take in what I hear from other conversations. So say if one of my friends having a hard time, they might say a phrase, and then I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting lyric. I'm going to write that down. Even if it's just something mundane, like the phrase that I don't feel safe anymore, and then from that stemmed a song called Shrinking Violet, and I think maybe it's part of the acting training, maybe it kicked in, I don't know, but it's like I find it quite, I don't want to say easy because it makes sense, I don't want to say arrogant, but like it's quite easy for me to kind of imagine scenarios in my head. I do it all the time. I'm a daydreamer, classic. But yeah, to imagine everything and different situations that I haven't been in, or I stem from an emotion that I'm feeling, and then I imagine a scenario with that emotion, and it might not necessarily be something that's actually happened to me. But then there's other songs where, like Broke, is a very personal song to me. It's the aftermath of losing someone, and how you change, and how you have to kind of re-find yourself sometimes because you don't know how to deal with things anymore, and that's what Broke's about. So it's a little mixture, like a mix.
It's time to leave this party, 'cause I can't get in the mood. The joy's been stripped out of me. I'm a shell of who I knew. Don't know where I've gotten to. I've become lost like you took my strength to fly again. Now I can't enjoy the view. Why you come so close? I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm broke, broke, broke. I'm broke, broke, broke. You bear with a broken wing, leaving me a broken thing.
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
So you'd say that like the lyrics come first, generally speaking?
No, I think what happens, like probably the majority of the time, is that I write stuff on my guitar. So I'm like, okay, pick up my guitar, and then I just like play a random chord progression, and then a melody line comes to me, and then I use my amazing iPhone 6, and I voice note me just singing whatever, and then I'll listen back to it. And then there's always like a part where I'm like, okay, and then I expand on that and then record it again. And then when I've got the melody through it, that's when I might go for a walk and just just kind of like be in touch with myself, and then just write what I can, you know.
Yeah. Nice. Before all this crazy started, you played quite a few live gigs. Do you have a favourite venue?
Ooh. I really like the Roundhouse. So I did a music residency, and we did a residency showcase.
Cool.
So we got to perform at the Roundhouse. So I mean, it's an iconic venue.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think I would have to say Roundhouse.
Nice. And if you could perform with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? Sorry, big question.
That is a very big question. Ooh. Oh, this is so difficult. I know this is like very out there, but today's choice is either Childish Gambino or James Blake.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you have anything that you have to do before you go on stage, like any pre-gig rituals?
Try not to get nervous. No. I do tend to be like, with the sound guy, I'm like, are you okay? Are you all right? How you doing? Like, always try and make best friends with sound. Very important.
Yeah.
Very crucial. Yeah, I am a bit. I think I turned like with my band a bit of a mother hen. I'm like, is everyone okay? And then like, we're okay, Sophie. I'm like, okay, good. As long as you're okay. And then they're like, you okay? I'm like, no.
So who else is in your band?
Pardon, sorry.
Who else is in your band?
So they're actually a mixture of University of Westminster students and Guildhall School of Music and Drama.
Amazing.
But that's the one thing with the lockdown, is that we was really starting to come together as a band.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they've all gone back to their home, doing lectures online. So hopefully, I mean, as soon as it lifts, we'll be able to rekindle our rehearsal and get back onto it.
Have you been able to rehearse like online, or does it not really work? Is it quite difficult?
Not really at the moment. I think because that's the thing with, I guess, them. So they've got loads of assessments and stuff to do. So like I say, I'm just trying to write and do what I can, and then show it them and get their feedback on it, and then I'm sure we'll come together soon and get going.
Cool. Couple of final questions. Going back to the whole live venue thing. So you're doing this gig with either Childish Gambino at the Roundhouse or James Blake.
Yeah.
And you guys can have your dream rider. What would it be?
Anything.
Anything.
I'm gonna get really ostentatious, because why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like them to build me a tropical island
Okay, cool.
in my dressing room, complete with palm trees, mocktails, because I'm just about to go on stage, so I don't want to be drunk. Gotta be sensible.
Yeah.
What else? for after, I would also like, in this tropical island that they've created, a fridge with some very chilled, marvelous creation jelly beans chocolate. I don't know whether you've had it. It's sensational. It's sensational.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have that, but that would again come after the show. I would eat that because to keep all vocals fine. And of course, I feel like Childish Gambino and James Blake will love that.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they will too. Definitely. And if people want to find out more about you, where can they go? What can they do?
Yeah, the best place is online, particularly Instagram. So Instagram and Facebook, my handle is at Sophie Kilburn Music, and on Twitter it's at Sophie Kilburn. So yeah, Instagram's kind of my main platform that I use, but all news and updates are spread across all three. So that's the best way to kind of keep updated.
Thank you so much for. This is where I'd normally say coming in, but coming online.
My pleasure. Love a Zoom. Love
It's
a
been
Zoom.
amazing to chat to you, and hopefully when things are a little bit more back to normal, we can get you into the studio properly, and do a live session.
That would be amazing. No, thank you very much. I
No,
really
thank you,
appreciate
and I hope that the rest of your week is lovely. As lovely as it can be.
I hope the rest of your week is lovely too. I hope you get a winning lottery ticket and then share it with me.
I think you actually have to buy a lottery ticket to win one, right?
Oh, that is true. That's why I'm going wrong. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah, well, that's where I'm missing out too. So, but it was really nice chatting to you, and hopefully we'll keep in touch soon.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
My spirit animal is now laying. Had to change it to hush the sirens. The final message was a heartbreaker. It caught my airwaves to lose your promise. I don't wanna break down. It's time I leave this hideout. Somebody tell me when it started to change. When it all plays right with no giveaways. It's all ruthless. It gets ruthless. Maybe ruthless. Maybe ruthless. You were a window to a paradise. When I jumped, it turned into a landslide. Had to build up my resilience and now become a part of your indulgence. I don't wanna break down. It's time I leave this hideout. Can somebody tell me when it started to change? When it all plays right with no giveaways. It's all ruthless. It gets ruthless. Maybe ruthless. Maybe ruthless. I was worlds away, wanted you to stay. It was ruthless. Ruthless was the one without, so I hurt myself. It was ruthless.